Welcome to the Good Guys podcast. Today we have Chris Distefano.
Hello.
Hello.
First of all, I just want to say I love your guys' merch.
Thank you.
I like the coffee cup, Good Guys, New York City merch. And normally, I'm in a weird mode today because normally I have the chain in the shirt and the glasses on, but today I have the glasses off and the chain out.
Wow.
And it's a different vibe and a different energy. And I'm hoping that my Jewish brothers right here will still accept me being a little bit different and trying something new. This is a piece of jewelry with my children's initials on it. And I brought it home for my girlfriend and I thought that it would be really nice and she would love it. And she said, "Why did you get me a license plate with the kids' initials on it?"
I love it. I love
you.
it. It's fantastic. We should get them.
Well, you're Chrissy Gold Chains now,
I am CGC.
but you're also Chrissy Nice Watch.
I am Chrissy Nice Watch. And what I'll say about this purchase, let's quickly throw to our friend Ryan Holiday from the Daily Stoic. What I quickly say about this purchase is, you know the story of Epictetus Lamp?
Yes.
You do?
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about Epictetus Lamp. So Epictetus, if you don't know, do you know the story?
I don't know it.
Okay.
Also known as Epictetus.
Okay.
Epictetus. I like to go Epictetus.
It's like eczema.
It's like eczema, exactly. By the way, you two are Jewish, I am Catholic, but the three things we have in common, 3 circumcisions right here.
Oh,
we got
really?
3 beautifully foreskinless penises.
Where'd you have it done?
Where'd I do mine? I did mine in 1984.
The park?
We did mine in the park. St. Matthias there in Ridgewood. Shout out Father Bill. He did it, no Novocaine, just kind of did it with his hands. And it was
Teeth?
great. No gloves, teeth. So Epictetus' lamp story is he had this really nice lamp, okay? And he had this lamp and he was doing everything to protect this lamp, right? He just loved this lamp. And then somebody came in the middle of the night and stole his lamp. And he was like, "Oh my God, the lamp," right? Somebody stole the lamp. And then he realized, I've been putting so much effort into caring for this lamp, protecting this lamp. This lamp, the carrying cost of this lamp was too much. And then he said, you can only lose what you have. Meaning he then just bought another lamp that could easily be replaceable. And he realized after some time, he loved that lamp just like he loved a really expensive one. And the story of this watch is I bought this watch thinking I would love it, an accomplishment in careers. And the truth is I spent so much time and energy and insurance caring for this watch that if somebody stole it off my wrist, you'd be doing me a favor. And I would actually, if you put a gun to my head, I'd put it on the barrel of the gun.
Yes.
Is what I do. And I'd give it back to you because it's not that I don't want it. It's that I've realized after wearing it so much that the carrying cost of this watch for me is too much. And I don't really care about it the way I thought I would care about it.
The good news is you've kept it in pristine condition. So I'm sure somebody could offload it for you for a pretty penny. I don't know when you bought it, but I know the market's been booming.
I will sell it. And the way I keep it clean is I spit on it every morning. And I spit shine. And then I like to get my family all in a line before school. They all spit on it. And Daddy gives it a nice rub down. Just come spit on my watch.
Ben, you watch guy? Would you, when you had a little bit of scratch, would you buy yourself a little something, a little Rolly?
No, because I've had a Rolex and I've lost it.
You lost it.
Wow. Did you have insurance?
Yeah. No, it's gone.
So what happened? How'd you lose it?
I went golfing. I put it in my golf bag. I forgot about it for a month and it was no longer in my golf bag. So
How much?
I think it was probably like $9,000. It was
that hurts.
it was like
It's
a
a big hit.
Yes.
It wasn't fun by any means. And I just sort of to the point of what you were making, I don't need it. Like if I were to buy it, it's a job. It's something that I need to look after. I have a dog. I have a wife. I have myself. I don't need an inanimate object that I need to check up on. And oh no, where is it? Like you lose your keys. Okay, you get some new keys. You lose your wallet. What's the worst thing that could happen? $200, replace some credit cards. Your watch, you're so worried that somebody's going to come cut off your wrist.
I took
the subway this morning. Only thing I was worried about was passing out because it was so hot. I wasn't worried about getting stabbed for my watch. Right. I don't need it.
You don't need it. You don't have it. And even with keys, I don't even have keys anymore. Everything I do now is the keypad lock. I love the keypad lock. I have it on my door. I have it on my car. If you want to get into anything that I value, you know the code. People who know me, I only have one code for any type of 4-digit code of any keypad lock. It is only one number and one number only, and will always be 1776.
USA.
That's what it is, folks.
Do you think that nobody's getting their hands cut off on the 6 train? I feel like our parents always
Why
tell
not?
us that, but like in reality, no one's getting their hands cut off, are they?
Yeah, it's scary. It's like
No,
it's pretty sketch.
They're getting socked in the face.
Okay, fine. Yeah, there aren't machetes anymore on
Yeah,
the
no
6
one's
train.
taking out like
Can you imagine?
I will say I was on the train yesterday though, and there was a guy with a club. He had like a metal pipe club, and he was walking up and down. It was actually pretty cool to see this. He was walking up and down the aisles of the train with the club, not saying anything. It was pretty frightening. People just reading, whatever. And then he starts going into this chant, this speech, this fiery speech about how white people are the worst and the Europeans are the worst and Europeans control all the money and not all white people are bad, but most of white people are bad. And I was agreeing. I was like, yes, this big black guy was like, listen, dude, you're kind of preaching to the choir here. We know. And he just keeps going on and he was screaming. And then this white dude who didn't really look that imposing, but kind of, I guess, just had enough. And he was like, he said very calmly to him, which when in adversity, when there's some violence about to happen, somebody who's very calm, that's very scary to me. Or I'm like, okay, this person has done this before. This person is very calm under pressure. So very calmly, he just said, hey, sir, you have a right to this public platform. I get it. He goes, I'm paraphrasing, I couldn't remember exactly, but he said, you can speak on the train. It's no problem at all. He goes, you're really starting to scare some of us though. So if you could just get off this train and start this up on the next one, we'd all really appreciate it.
What do you do?
He just like looked and he was like, he kept saying that government. He's like, government, the mind. You hear the word mind in government. I was like, you really don't, but
Right.
I'm agreeing. And then he's just saying government, the mind. And then he got off the train. He got like off the train the next stop and was like, government, the mind, don't forget. And then we were like, yeah, I mean, we haven't forgotten because it's so stupid. And then he just looked, ice grilled the guy as the train doors was closing and then just stayed off the train. And then people started to like slowly clap for the guy. And I was like, wow, look at that.
Why is the government, CIA, and Jews part of the crazy people handbook?
Right.
It's always, when all else fails, go to that 3.
Those are the big 3 right there.
The
The
big-
CIA,
That's the Mount Rushmore.
the government,
crazy.
and the Jews. I mean, yeah. Jews, how does it feel to be Jewish lately?
Pretty
Anything
great.
going on?
It's really
Pretty
solid.
freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's
I
back,
love it.
I
baby.
lead with
I love it.
I lead
Yes.
with it. Yeah.
Yes, this is not the time for me to look like the Nazi of comedy. This is not, this is the wrong face and look to have right now for the anti-Semitism. That's just, but I just want to let you know, even though, yes, I do have a Nazi haircut and a Nazi face, I am one of what would be one of the good Nazis. And I love my Jewish brothers, sisters. I like, I am not, I'm not a gay man, but more and more, I'm like, I get how being gay is just a bit easier, I think, than being in a heterosexual relationship. Now my girl's at the point in our relationship, we have 3 kids, we're almost 40. She's like, what do we do to spice this up? And I'm like, I don't have the energy to spice anything up. If you want, I could put some nutmeg in your pussy, whatever. You want pumpkin spice in your ass? I'd almost rather, I'm so exhausted by the idea of trying to spice it up. I'd almost rather get cooked. I'd rather pay for someone to come in and really pleasure her out. So she's just, because when she's happy, the cooking is just so much better. And I'm at the point now where I just don't care. I mean, you want people to be happy in the relationship, but when she brought that up to me yesterday, I was exhausted by the thought of trying to spice anything up with her, where I was like, I'd rather just bend over and get it in the ass from a man.
You try food?
What do you mean?
Food normally helps spice things up. Go to a nice dinner, get things exciting.
Oh, I thought you meant
Get a
putting
little
like
liquored
whipped
up.
cream on her nipples and
Oh, you
stuff.
could do that too.
That'd be fun.
That's
Varsity
different.
Blues.
Yeah.
I like that.
It sounds great, but it's not good in practice. It's sticky. It's weird. It's a yeast infection waiting to happen.
I also don't want
On both
anybody licking
sides.
my nipples.
Why not? You look like you have good nipples.
I do have good nipples. That's why they're mine.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody touching them.
Is it-
They're for me only.
It's not a pleasure center for me, mostly because my body's been reconstructed due to plastic surgery and morbid obesity.
Yeah.
So I don't really have nerves anywhere,
Yeah.
but it's fine. My torso is my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you have still, which is beautiful, is you have a great body now and you've changed, but you still have an obese person smile.
That's so kind.
Right, which is a positive thing, because I always found like you get happy when you hear the thought of food. Like you can can make food, like if you think about me, if I put ham and cheese or something all over me, the trigger in your brain that would make you happy, right? Food made you happy.
Oh,
and I
sure.
still feel that, and you're still your core is still very happy. You've just now controlled your eating habits, which is a beautiful thing, but you still do have a fat smile.
Being fat is a personality trait.
It is.
You can always tell when somebody was fat. They're much nicer. They're much funnier.
Yes.
Down to earth.
So the energy.
Or depressed and want to kill themselves, but that's
I got all of it.
No, you have positive, like, it's almost like you can't not like you guys. You're even the podcast, when I watch it, when I see the clips, I'm like, oh, these guys are just nice guys. They just feel like nice. Now, you may be behind the scenes pieces of absolute shit.
People think that.
But but the energy, perception is reality, right? That's all that matters. And the perception is you guys are great guys. And from everything I've witnessed so far, you guys are great guys, and you guys are great sweaty guys. We're all sweating in here because the heat is on.
We are. And $100 to anybody who gets rid of the fly. If the fly comes across you and you kill it, I take 100 out of my wallet and I give it to either of you. Yeah.
Yes.
So special guest.
Yeah, the fly's here from Hamas.
From Hamas.
It's a Hamas fly.
Hamas.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Drizzly. Now, you know it already. We love Drizzly on the Good Guys podcast. Don't want to go out? A little bit too lazy? It's freezing cold outside. Who wants to do their own alcohol shopping? Nobody. Go on the Drizzly app or go on drizzly.com and have somebody shop for you. It's as easy as that. What could possibly be better? If you're having a holiday party, maybe you want some Bullet Bourbon, some Don Julio Reposado, some Kettle One. There's something for everyone on Drizzly. And probably my favorite part about Drizzly is that you can compare prices from all of your local stores. So they're actually shopping local, but you get to choose, okay, maybe the Don Julio Reposado here is a little bit more expensive than over there, and you get to get the best price. There's complete visibility into what you're shopping for and where you're shopping for it. Again, I absolutely love Drizzly. We sell Spritz Society on Drizzly. What better an endorsement is that? It's the best. You can go on, order it, and have it delivered straight to your door. So download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com. Must be 21 plus, not available in all locations. Highly recommend Drizzly. Whether you're sending a gift from afar or hosting a festive party, who doesn't love a festive party? Or just restocking your bar with some seasonally appropriate beverages, you can find the right drinks for absolutely any occasion on Drizzly, while saving money, because again, you can compare prices from your local liquor stores on a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Talkspace. Let's face it, the holidays can be a lot. Family, friends, it's a lot, and sometimes it can leave me drained, and I'm sure it can leave you guys drained too. But the best part about the holidays is there's plenty of time off to reflect, really get your head right. And the best way to do that, at least in my experience, is therapy. And Talkspace is here to provide that. I can reach out to my provider at any time. It's a little like having a mental health professional in my pocket. Whether I'm at the office or traveling, taking care of my own mental health has never been easier, and it's so incredibly important. Talkspace is completely in-network, so if money is tight, they work with most insurance plans, so you only have to pay a small copay. Hello? During all the stress and expectations of the holidays, therapy can be a huge help, but it can be hard to get an in-person appointment this time of year. Luckily, Talkspace has made getting the help you need easy and affordable. You're able to access your provider from the comfort of your device, which means mental health care can be on your schedule. With Talkspace, you can get the support you need when you need it. And since nobody needs another expense at this time of year, you'll be happy to hear that Talkspace is covered by most insurance companies and many employers. Check your coverage to see if you can get therapy for only the cost of an insurance copay or even free. With Talkspace, you can sign up online and get a personalized match with a provider who's right for you, typically within 48 hours. It's incredibly convenient to have virtual sessions with your licensed therapist from the comfort of your home. There's no need to commute to appointments, miss time at work, or line up childcare in order to attend sessions. It's mental health care made easy. As a listener of this podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/goodguys. To match with a licensed therapist today, Go to Talkspace.com/goodguys to get $80 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/goodguys. We were talking about Staten Island before the podcast, and I think that's where we should go.
Okay, listen, let me tell you something about Staten Island. I think it's a beautiful borough, the borough of parks. If you don't know, the people who don't in New York, there's 5 boroughs. Staten Island is the one that most people have never been to. The borough of parks over the Verrazano Bridge, Giovanni Verrazzano Bridge. Beautiful, very, very culturally diverse place. A lot of people think it's just Italian mafiosos, which they are definitely there, but very culturally diverse. The block I lived in had Lebanese, had Indian, had Italian, had Asian. We were nice. We were like a community college, and beautiful place. It is the perfect word to describe it: a schlep. It is a schlep to get from Staten Island to Manhattan. So I had to move. Sold the house after only a year and a half. I sold it. I was embarrassed to put it up on the market as quickly as we did, and I held that in. Selling the house, wanting to sell the house because I thought my family would, be like, "What, are you crazy?" They all were like, "No, we were just waiting for you, the biological male of the family, to tell us that we were going to move," because none of us, not that we didn't like it here, but we feel like we're in the middle of nowhere. So I was like, okay. So we moved, and I will tell you this. For me personally, I thought having a house, it had 5 bedrooms. You got it.
No, I missed.
Damn it.
Fuck.
We're going to get that. We're going to get that. I thought having a 5-bedroom house with an in-ground pool, with a backyard, with the car pull up right in front of the house, I thought this is the American dream. This is what's going to make me happier. No, it didn't work for me. I did not feel I owned the house. I felt the house owned me. My girl felt the house owned her. We have now moved from a house into a small apartment. We are so much happier there because we are outside in the world, meeting new people every day. I think the energy of other people, some people are not this way, but I am this way. The energy of other people is what makes me happy, not, 25-foot ceilings and 5 bedrooms where we're just sitting there alone in different corners of the house. I don't like that. Now we're in a forcibly cramped setting. We're watching movies together every night when we're all home. We're eating together every night. We're talking to each other. We're playing games. Things have improved drastically, so much to the point where my girlfriend hinted at me last night that she wants to spice it up, AKA she's probably having an affair. But
maybe one more kid?
Maybe one more kid.
Wow.
We could throw one more kid in there.
My wife wants another one. I got 2.
You have 2. I have 3. Yeah. How old is your youngest?
Just turned 1.
That's the prop. Do you have kids?
No.
See, the fly almost went in your mouth.
You saw that, right?
It was so close. The problem is,
it's because it's too hot. He thinks we're in the Amazon. It's like an Amazonian fly. You see him?
Get him, baby. Oh. That's a million.
You get him?
This is a 1,000,000 view clip right here. I can fucking feel it.
I mean, I don't know where he is, but so fucking annoying. Did you make money on the house?
I did make. I broke even on the house.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's like beautiful.
I lived there for free for 8. I lived there, for 18 months.
That's the fear with the house, because the house, you put so much money into the house. Even if you don't want to put money into the house, something breaks, new door.
Yes.
If you're near, I know my brother-in-laws live in Florida. They needed to put in all these hurricane-proof windows. They sell you on $20,000 windows, which I guess you need because otherwise your house is going to go away. Like the Wizard of Oz.
We renovated the kitchen. Lived in like the basement for 3 months of us living in the house, and the kitchen was renovated. We had the renovated kitchen for about 2 months and sold it. So it is crazy. Yeah. It is kind of crazy that we did this. And now, but I mean, I'm happier. I mean, we have to adjust and stuff, but I don't know. I just thought, I realized that I'm not a house guy at all. Now I live in a building where I am not responsible for anything but my little property that I own. I don't have to worry about the outside. I throw the garbage down a chute. It's none of the, I pay for this to not be my problem. And I like that. Some guys feel like, oh, I want to mow the lawn. Great. That's good for you. I respect that. I'm not that guy. I'm more of a housewife. I want to take on the role of a housewife.
Does your building make you recycle? Because my new building makes you recycle.
But how do they know?
Don't ask me. I don't know. I'm the most anti-recycling ever. Simply because if I knew that when I separate my plastics, that the lovely garbage man is going to take that and recycle it, no problem. I'll recycle every freaking day. but I know he's taking it with the garbage and putting it in the same thing anyways. It's 100% performative. I'm putting them in 2 different places. They're taking them, putting them in the same place and throwing them in the ocean.
Exactly. And that's
How do they get in the ocean? Tell me.
they throw it in the ocean.
They must throw it in.
The garbage men from Staten Island throw it in the ocean.
They do.
And I think that, like, I know my building and yours building is probably the same. When you throw this garbage down the chute, there's a humongous garbage bag in the compactor at the end of that.
Oh, yeah.
And then it all goes into one thing and they compress it. And then the supers just take those garbage bags and throw them out. So there's no way that you would know if or not I'm recycling. And I've heard that recycling uses more energy than not recycling. I don't know if it's true or not.
It's a ruse.
I don't know. I saw it on TikTok. That's where I get my information.
That means it's 100% true.
Isn't it amazing though? Like when you growing up in New York, you throw your shit down that incinerator. I could throw a baby down there, radioactive waste. I go, this is no longer my problem.
Did you grow up in New York?
Yeah, I grew up in the city. In Hell's Kitchen.
Wow. In Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Wow. And it was not nice when you grew up there, right?
In the 90s, it wasn't sleepers, but it wasn't great.
Right.
It wasn't great. And I just remember, and now I've had my own house for the last year, and you don't want to know how protective you get over these garbage bins. Like you start negotiating with it because they only come once a week. By the way, from listening to your podcast, I started to wax my garbage men.
Yes.
Peel
you
off
have
a
to.
couple 20s.
You
Now,
have to.
They beg me for more trash.
Yeah,
Like, you sure this is it?
You don't have to do it in the city. And when you live in the city, you don't. If you live like on Staten Island, you California, whatever, when you have these garbage men that you're going to see, you got to grease these guys. You got to give them, I mean, Christmas, these guys were getting hooked up. I know that I was a good tipper when we put our house up for sale, and then people started, who were working with me on the house were like, no, don't go. They were so mad. I'm like, oh yeah, because I'm over tipping you. That's what it was.
Let me ask you guys, let's take a poll with 3 men who are doing well. Baruch Hashem.
Thank God.
Please. And let's do the cross too, because I'm married to
Sure, all of it. All of it.
Our
And then you
Father who
and then
art
you
in
do the triangle
Let's try it. Yes.
into the thing.
Can we no longer tip 5s for anything? What's the minimum? I'm realizing a 20 is now the minimum tip.
I think a 5 is acceptable for valet.
I don't think so. Not
What?
anymore.
Really?
It's a big podcast.
You can't give a 5 for valet?
I think that a 5 for valet is the only time I would give a 5 for valet is if I was staying at, say, a hotel, and I would just need to get the car for a second to drive somewhere quick and then come back. I'd give them a 5, but for the most part, I do agree with Josh. Is $10 and up minimum, especially if they recognize you from your podcast. Then you might have
Of course.
You have to almost give a 50. Then I mean, I had my come on, I was on my comedy. I'm on my comedy tour, and my tour manager is new, great guy. He has a credit card that I give him, said, just use this so it's easier, and then we settle at the end. We went out to dinner, okay, after the show. The waitress recognized me, took a picture with the restaurant, very nice. The bill was $200. This guy gave a 20% tip. I said, are you a fucking asshole? 20%? He goes, I figured it was good. I mean, $200. I gave him $45. I said, go back in there right now and tell them to scan my credit card for 1 penny, just so we can have, and then you give them $350. Wow. You have to, now we have to pay because of you. Wow. Because of you, now I have to give 150% tip.
Yeah.
Don't let it happen again.
That's crazy.
You have to protect your reputation.
You have to. You have to.
I used to not tip. I love this.
This is good.
This is
Sorry,
good.
my hands so
Right.
sweaty. It's
No, I like it.
I
It's
love
the fly.
it. This is 3 men.
If you're going to have a guest, then really have the guest.
I'm with you. We should
Have
be
the
naked.
energy of the guest.
Can you imagine though? Because I feel like we could all be in love emotionally if we could just add that one pesky element of physical intercourse.
Yeah.
We'd be
Sure.
done.
Sure. Yes.
How many less headaches?
Understood.
I don't
know.
want to, but
Yeah.
This relationship that we're in right now. This is what happiness is.
yeah.
If you told me to get up and take the garbage out, or
The fly.
why are you leaving
The
the?
fly's in my mouth.
Is
You
it?
see- Yeah. He's right there. He's right there.
The only way we
Watch
can
this.
break the chain is if. God damn it!
So close. One more. Shit. Podcast is unhinged.
What were we talking about? Male intercourse?
Male intercourse. Yeah.
Women
No, what
are
were we
so
saying?
great.
Oh, we were talking about tipping. No, we got to ignore the fly. The fly is rush. It's flying. Tipping. Josh and I We were in Queens. Oh, Parkside. Have you been to Parkside?
Parkside. Parkside's the best.
Great. We went to Parkside, and after we went to Corona Ices.
Yes.
Went to go get ices, right? And just wanted to pay for the ices. The lovely guys at Corona knew who Josh was.
Yes.
Because they knew who Josh was, that ices, they wanted to give it to us for free.
Okay.
I didn't want it for free.
No.
I wanted to pay $5.
Yeah.
Because it was free. I had to give him 20.
Wow.
Because what am I going to do, right?
Yeah.
You give me free ices. I say, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Take it. No, of course you have to tip them.
You have to tip them.
So it was $5 ices that then cost me 4X.
4X. And this is just how it works. You have to understand. Now, some people will just take that stuff for free, and what they don't know is that people talk shit about them.
Oh, yeah.
You've heard, we all know the names of, I've heard so-and-so is cheap. And I don't want that stink on me. You do not want to be known as the guy who's cheap. You cannot wash it off. Somebody accused me of being cheap at a bar once. They said I didn't tip on a beer, okay? But really what they were doing is they were spreading a rumor about me is because we were filming something in front of the bar, and this bartender was backing up, and she fell over a pile of garbage in front of me and 10 other comedians, and we laughed hysterically, and I put it in slow motion in the bit that we eventually posted.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Nutrafol. Now look, over 30, like me, our hair's going to start to thin. It is what it is. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but it's important that we do something about it. And I did something about it with Nutrafol. I've been taking Nutrafol, and it's really helped me. My hair is definitely getting thicker. It's less thin. And ultimately, just being proactive is the most important thing. If your hair is thinning, you want to do something about it. Did you know that hair thinning will happen to approximately 1 in 2 women? If you're among them, know that you're not alone. Thinning is normal, and Nutrafol helps women address it from within with science-backed supplements. Ever wish you had visibly thicker hair? How about less shedding? Maybe stress is causing your hair to thin, or is it the other way around? There are multiple root causes of hair thinning, and Nutrafol addresses key root causes through a whole-body approach to hair health. So go to Nutrafol.com to take their hair health wellness quiz. Identify causes of your thinning hair, and Nutrafol will give you a personalized plan for better hair growth through their whole body health approach. Nutrafol is available in vegan formulas. Their newest supplement is formulated for women ages 18 plus with plant-based lifestyles who are experiencing signs of thinning hair. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after taking Nutrafol women's hair growth supplements for 6 months. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter promo code GOODGUYS. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommended Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GOODGUYS. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code GOODGUYS. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Marine Layer. I found my new favorite clothing brand, especially for the holiday season. You know, we're going to Utah as a family. I went on marinelayer.com, to look at a couple of items for me, a couple items for Claudia. They had these unbelievable pullovers, so cozy. I got them. They're so incredibly soft, but also stylish. You're always looking for stylish and soft. You want to look good, but you also want to feel good. And Marine Layer has something for everyone across guys, girls, t-shirts, sweatshirts. Those are really my favorites. But if you go on marinelayer.com/goodguys15, you can shop it yourself and get a wonderful, wonderful discount. Perfect for winter. Like that's really what you're looking for right now. Cozy t-shirts, cozy sweatshirts. That's at least what I'm looking for. Puffer vests, ski-inspired clothing. That's what I love. I love sitting, hot chocolate, skiing, wearing my beautiful Marine Layer clothing. I think we can all admit that great gifts can be hard to find, right? Look no further than Marine Layer. For a limited time, get 15% off at marinelayer.com/goodguys15. That's marinelayer.com/goodguys15 for 15% off your entire order, saving your closet one shirt at a time. That's Marine Layer, MARINELAYER.com/goodguys15. Goodguys15.
And she fell into a pile of garbage in front of literally like 10 New York City comedians. It's the worst possible scenario to happen. And then I went to that bar a couple of weeks later and I did tip because I always tip, but she was mad at me because she's the one that fell over the garbage and then spread a rumor that I didn't tip. And I just want to say, I know what you did and it's not my fault. You fell into a pile of garbage, you idiot. In front of 10 comedians. I always bullies. Tip and I always will tip, okay? So I will sell this watch and buy your fucking bar.
Have you guys done the automated parking before where it's like a robot? Listen, I just did it, but there's a person there because there has to be, because there's no real, like, you need a human there. So I'm going in, I'm fucking it up. So it's these automated parking garages, you know, but the people might not, and it's all robotic. They don't touch your car. It gets moved up. It's very Tokyo drift.
Right.
And do you catch my Tokyo drift? And so I'm there.
I do.
And this guy comes out and he goes, "It's not right." I go, "Well, help me, sir." He said, "I'm new to this. Help me." Nice guy. So I think. So he's teaching me fine. I put it there. So I pull this move. It's a rental. I don't know this thing. I do a quick cursory video of the car. I do a 360 video of the car. I go, "Anything happens to the car? Here it is, video proof. This wasn't here when I got here." He goes, "No claims." I go, no, I know. It's just a rental. I've never done this before. He goes, "It doesn't matter. No claims. We don't honor anything." I'm like, I get it. I'm like, but you do, because there's, you know, like, we're not lawless.
Yeah.
The Wild West. He's like, "Don't even delete the video." I go, "Sir, I'm doing it. I'm going to leave the car here," which is probably a bad idea, but I'm keeping the video.
Yeah.
I'm like, if there's no claims, why don't you shoot it with a shotgun for fun?
He's going to.
What a joke.
He's going to. He's going to key your car.
Yeah,
he had a plan the whole time. No claims.
I was like, I could not believe that this was the response I'm getting.
Yeah, the city's nuts.
Well, the city, and do you know, a lot of these valet guys, or when you park in lots like that, they'll take your car and drive it somewhere.
That's what I hear.
Oh yeah, that happens. They'll eat in your car. They'll nap in your car.
Love that.
It depends. Yeah, your car. Listen, and I don't care. I'm paying money to park my car with you. There's a kind of unwritten rule that it's like, if you want to do something to the car, what am I going to do? I'm not here to stop you.
Right.
What can I do?
I let my brother-in-law use my car, went to my garage.
Taking the glasses off, just want to let you know.
Went to pick them. They looked great, by the way.
Thank you. But I'm going to keep the chain in. So now the glasses are off, but the chain is in. So this is yet a different guy.
This is a third guy.
Okay.
Brother-in-law goes to pick up my car at my lot.
Okay.
He says, "Can I have gave him the spot number, Range Rover Sport, humble brag.
Love it.
Land Rover Brooklyn.
Picks it up. Yeah, Land Rover Brooklyn, shout out. Just in case, by the way, if you want a car, Land Rover Brooklyn, they're good.
I love Land Rover Brooklyn.
I'll connect you. Goes to pick up the car. He calls me. He says, "All right, I just parked the car. When did you get Florida plates?" I'm like, "I didn't, bozo. I've never lived in Florida. I live here. Whose car are you in?"
Stop.
Swear to God, they gave him a different car. So that's how I know that even if they don't take the car out for the joyride, maybe somebody else takes the car out for a joyride. They gave him a different Range Rover.
So what happened?
He returned it and nobody ever knew.
Nobody ever knew. How far did he drive with the wrong car?
He actually used it to pick up a dresser on Facebook Marketplace. So it was like he treated it like a U-Haul.
Yeah.
And he used it and he brought it back. No problem.
Like, hopefully they give me a Ford F-150 next time.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, stuff like that
happens. How can they be this organized? We pretend that they're going to be that organized. They have 300 cars.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Well, dude, I mean, people will give. When you have babies, the amount of paperwork you have to sign and wristbands and all that when you are given your baby to leave the hospital is insane, because people forever, for all of eternity, have been given the wrong babies. After they get delivered, they just give them the wrong baby. And then I guarantee you there are stories throughout history where, like, somebody was raised thinking that that's their mom and dad, but they were just given the wrong baby at birth and they never knew anything. They died thinking like, that's my mom and dad. And it's like, no, it wasn't.
That's nuts.
The craziest
What are you, nuts?
When my son was born, my 5-year-old, I remember it's the last night we're in the hospital, and the nurses are cool. They're hooking us up. They're throwing us free formula, it's gorgeous, right? Swaddles up the.
I thought you said we were hooking up, like the nurses were hooking up.
Me and the charge nurse. Real dirty. And so the last night we're there, they come in, they go, because it's not really, like it used to be that they put the kids in like the nursery and the dads are looking through it doesn't happen anymore. They leave the kid with you pretty much the whole time, right?
Right. Well, no, mine was put in a nursery. I don't know what kind of crazy hospital you were in where they're like, let's just leave the kid.
Little place. No, they leave the kid.
We listen to your podcast. You're fine.
Yeah, they leave them with you. Little place called Cedar Sinai.
Oh, beautiful. It's a big one.
It's fancy.
Yeah.
And so but the last night they're like, listen, you guys are never gonna sleep again. Let us take the baby to the nursery for like 5-6 hours. Get some rest, mom and dad, because you're leaving in the morning. We're like, beautiful, nice, beautiful. An hour later. I'm asleep on the cot. 2 nurses, 2 doctors come in, throw the lights up, and they go, hey, something happened. I'm like, oh no. And they go, not a big deal. We noticed that your son, he was pooping, and he was really pushing, and he started to lose color in his face, and he turned gray. He stopped breathing.
Yes.
For 3 to 9 seconds, but eventually he did poop and he got his breath back.
Yeah.
we just want to let you know.
Yeah.
And I go, hold on.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that my son was pushing so hard he took his own breath away?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, pretty much. So that was my.
And you were like, well, that's my kid.
Yeah. God bless
that you do it. I mean, who hasn't taken a breathless poop? I mean, you got to push.
Is the best.
Sure. Well, what my thing is too, and this is unless in a public restroom, but when I am home, I 95% of the time poop completely butt naked, socks off. A lot
it's
of
smart.
I do.
Smart. It's sweaty in there. Your feet fall asleep. Is that a fat thing?
No, it's
a human thing.
That's a human thing. And we're not even supposed to be pooping that way. The toilet bowl. Do you know that crap is called crap because the man who invented the toilet was named Thomas Crapper? Yeah,
really?
That's why it's called crap. Yeah, wow. I think it's Thomas Crapper or John Crapper. But his last name was Crapper, and he invented. I think he's the guy that invented the toilet, or say it's something to do with like the big historical significance of the toilet.
Was intercourse invented by Tom fucking?
Tom fucking, yeah. But we're not supposed to be pooping like that. You're supposed to be pooping the Asian cultures. They have it the best, that kind of poop on the hole. That's the way our butts are designed.
The squat.
What do you mean poop on the hole?
Potty.
Poop on on the floor, I meant to say.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's how you're
nuts.
That's nuts.
I work too hard to poop like this.
Yeah.
You have amazing flexibility, right?
You really do.
Pretty good.
Wow.
And you have no pain in the knees or hips. You have pain free.
No, and this is a former physical therapist. Doctor. We're with a doctor.
Yes.
So that's
You're a former physical therapist?
I am. Well, I'm actually a recently after the pandemic, or in the middle of the pandemic, I should say, I am actually licensed physical therapist because Governor Cuomo of New York reinstated every health professional at the top of COVID, at the height of it. All you had, because my license had lapsed.
Thank God he did that.
And he just was like, you know what? I'm giving everybody the green light. I'm like, I haven't practiced physical therapy in 10 years. There's nothing I could do to a patient who can't breathe. I would kill them. And they're like, you're in.
You're in.
Get into the front line.
Have you seen Cuomo on his unapology tour as of lately?
But did he have the nipple ring? Was that ever proven?
Cuomo have that?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear that he had a nipple ring. But
there's the picture of him standing up there. Did you see this? Where he has a nipple ring?
It's a good album title. Cuomo's nipple ring.
Cuomo's nipple ring. I mean, listen, man, the guy, if you have a nipple ring, you'll get a vote. For me, I don't like anymore now, like a politician, like people, like politicians will get disqualified if you find some like dirty laundry, like they,
look, that's a bar, right?
Let's see. That's a bar. That's nipple cancer. That's one or the other.
One or the other.
What do we think?
What do we think?
Interesting.
What do we think? Does he have the world's ugliest nipples or the world's raddest nipples?
I would say raddest nipples, and I would say, if you're a woman over 50, a white woman over 50, you want to have sex with this man.
For sure.
You want to have sex with...
He's a hunk.
Yeah,
he's a hunk.
At Chelsea Handler and older.
Right.
He's a hunk.
Said she was very attractive.
Oh, is that your wife on your phone?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I saw a little kissy pic.
What's your background, kids?
Kids, got the girls. Got my kids right here.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, my babies.
Yeah, I got these little humans.
Look at those, man.
I always say I didn't want to have kids. I just needed a new phone background.
Once I set my phone background, it's like that for 3 years.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah. I never change it. I
do
mean, you know, you were saying earlier that your wife, I think, wants to have a kid. Are you prepared to go through, because you're at 1, I have a 2-year-old, you know, we're getting to these stages now of like them getting out of diapers, you being able to get somewhat of a normal life back. When they're 3, 4, they could kind of just sit there, they'll go to bed. Like right now, I'm at a point where it's like my 2-year-old doesn't listen, you know, it's 2 hours to get her to bed, it's an issue. You go through those terrible 2s. Can you do that again? Because you're a year or 2 away from like getting your life back. Are you willing to start over and have a baby from scratch right now? Are you willing to do it?
Not unless I get a TV show. I'm gonna need a lot of scratch coming in. No, I told my wife this. We didn't have a night nurse. We did the thing.
Same with us.
With the kid, we always had someone who would come like during the day for a few hours, just like give a break for a minute. But like we didn't have extensive help. And I told my wife, I'm like, if we have another kid, I did it. I proved to myself that I could get up with 2 kids, night train, the whole thing. I was like, I want to have a night nurse. Like, I want to do it at night. So I think if we had the means and we didn't have to sweat it, I don't think you ever regret having that kid, right?
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Vroom. We all know how much of a hassle buying a car can be. You spend so much time driving around trying to find the perfect car, negotiating over price, and worrying about the quality of the vehicle. But not anymore, thanks to Vroom. Vroom is the better way to buy and sell used cars. When you go to vroom.com, you can shop thousands of cars right from your phone. They have all the popular makes and models and no haggle pricing, so you know you're getting a good deal. Best of all, they'll deliver your new ride directly to you. Vroom stands by its vehicles too. Every car and truck from Vroom goes through a thorough inspection and reconditioning process and comes with a 90-day limited warranty. On top of that, you'll have 7 days or 250 miles, whichever comes first, to make sure it's the car for you. And if you don't love it, you can return it. You can also sell or trade in your current car on Vroom, and they'll pick it up for free. Just answer a few questions about your car on the Vroom website, and you'll get an offer in as little as 2 minutes. You have no obligation to sell, so there's nothing to lose. So whether it's buying your next car, selling or trading in your current one, Vroom has you covered. Start shopping today at vroom.com. That's VROOM.com, vroom.com. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Hero Bread. You know, we absolutely love Hero Bread here at the Good Guys podcast because we love a sandwich. Who doesn't love a sandwich? Last night, I made an unbelievable tuna melt. Unbelievable tuna melt. I used Hero Bread. You know why? Because Hero Bread is 0 sugar. It has 0 to 1 grams of net carbs. It's high in fiber, contains fewer calories and more protein per serving than the conventional version of the same baked goods. And I can't even tell you how delicious and soft this bread is. It literally is so unbelievable. I'm completely obsessed with Hero Bread. Hero Bread products are delicious and flavorful, offering the soft, fluffy experience that you love when enjoying a refreshing, maybe it's a BLT, who knows, of course, with turkey bacon, savory breakfast burrito, a mouth-watering cheeseburger. Who knows? I like it with tuna, a tuna melt, a turkey sandwich. That's my stuff. But again, however you make your sandwiches, that's not up to me. What is up to me is letting you know that Hero Bread is not only good for you, but it tastes so good. I was so unbelievably surprised at how good this tastes, because ultimately you hear, you know, low net carbs, no sugar. You're thinking that the bread's going to be stale. The bread is so good. Hero Bread is truly unbelievable. I stand by this product. I use it, and I absolutely love it. So friends, Hero Bread is offering 10% off your first order to our listeners. Go to hero.co and use code GOODGUYS at checkout. That's goodguys at hero.co. hero.co and use code GOODGUYS at checkout.
No, I don't think you ever regret having the kid, and I do agree with you. And I am in the same boat.
I want to throw money at it.
If I had a third child, what I would do is beg the good people of Patreon to really just start giving me your money, and I would film it. I would do whatever you wanted. I would put my heart and soul out there, but I would say there is absolutely no chance in hell. I agree with you 100%. I could do a third kid, or now me would be a fourth kid, without a night nurse. I could not. Absolutely could not do it.
Yeah.
How much is a night nurse?
It's a lot. It's like $40 an hour, 10 hours a night.
So you're talking about
so $400 a day for how long?
Could be 3 months.
You're talking
It's
about
significant. There has to be. You can't like put up like an Instagram post. There's not like a night nurse company.
No, there is. You could go. There's different websites and stuff. I personally think that one, if you have the means, is worth the investment. I know people that. They'll keep that night nurse. They'll keep that. They'll just employ the night. Like the night nurse will just be with them, live with them. The night nurse becomes like, you are with my child. You are with this one. There's always one kid that's just going to be like, I don't have the energy to like, I can't love you and give you the energy the same way I did your brothers and sisters. I just can't do it. I'm fucking exhausted. Like I think if my girl got pregnant again now, she might even drink through the pregnancy. She's like, nothing, it's fine. The baby is fine.
People are smoking weed through pregnancy now, which can't be advisable.
I just you just don't do anything or do everything. One or the other. Right?
Go hard or go home.
Go hard or go home.
No gray zone.
Because you never really know, right?
No guts, no glory.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, can you really not eat tuna? Maybe you can eat tuna.
I don't know. There's so many lies. There's so many. Because then, I love history. I'm a big history fan. So I read these history books. I'm like always reading, like, I'm really obsessed with like colonial America. And I'm always like reading about like colonial America. It's like I finish one book, I'm on to a next book. And, like the way that like people used to give birth, like on the frontier in the 1700s, like there was no prenatal care. There was no, they would eat tuna. They would eat whatever they could get. And most of these kids were fine. The ones that made it through, most women made it through childbirth, the kids were fine. They were fine, and they just, kids died and stuff because the world was a different place back then. But this whole idea of like, if you don't take your folic acid, your kid's not going to be okay is like ridiculous. It's made up by like modern science.
For sure.
It definitely helps. Take your folic acid, do your prenatal care. Absolutely.
Prenatal gummies.
Do it up.
Yes.
But I'm just saying.
Pelvic wall.
If you didn't do it.
You'd probably be okay.
I think you'd probably be okay. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm a physical therapist.
Before we go, we got to get to, I was thinking maybe we'll do a speak pipe or two.
And we should do a What Are You Nuts?
Yes, definitely. And so you start thinking about it. Our What Are You Nuts moment of the week is our gripes with people, places, and things.
Okay.
Something small, something big that's annoying us.
That makes you want to say, what are you, nuts?
Got it.
You've got all the time. But we also get speak pipes. We get call-ins from randoms who need our advice. So maybe we can
I like a speak pipe.
to them, All right, here we go.
It's a nice name. It sounds like that guy on the subway.
Speak pipe. Sounds like a new vape place.
With his pipe.
This is from Cassie. I'm very bad at these. They never come up in time.
Hi, Josh and Ben. My name is Cassie, and me and my husband are huge fans of The Good Guys. My question is for Josh.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
My husband just recently got diagnosed with high cholesterol.
Oh, this is good.
He's pretty young. He's only 29, and it sounds like it kind of like runs in his family. And so I just want to know all your tips and tricks to help keep your cholesterol low. Like, we're pretty active. And he actually just started taking like a statin. So anything you can tell us would be so helpful. I love you guys both so much.
Cassie, let me just say one thing. Congrats to your husband and his fat family.
Yes.
I've got them high LDLs. I just started on 5 milligrams of Crestor in the last 6 months. I went in to see my cardiologist. He's giving me dabs in the office. Yeah. He's giving me high fives. He's like, can you believe these numbers?
Yes.
I'm like, Dad? No, he's like, I'm not that happy with you. He was so proud.
Well, Stacy, first of all, Stacy.
Cassie,
Stacy.
It's similar.
Cassie, you could tell by her voice, Cassie is in shape, and her husband, he's got high cholesterol in his family. And I don't know if he's in shape or out of shape, but Cassie, she has a nice like Colorado voice. Cassie sounds like she's a hiker.
Non-regional.
She's outdoor fitness. We like Cassie. And so I also have high cholesterol, and I've had high cholesterol. You ready for this? High cholesterol since I'm 9.
Me too.
Wow.
Since I'm 9 years old. I haven't started on statins yet, but I am on blood pressure medicine. Shout out Losartan, 50 milligrams. Blood pressure is now a beautiful 120/80 almost every time we crack it. So Dr. Drew told me little Losartan, little blood pressure medicine goes a long way. Take the pressure off your kidneys. You have the high LDLs. But I ask you, my friend, just like I asked Cassie's husband, where are the HDLs? Where is the good cholesterol? The good cholesterol to bad cholesterol ratio is what we're looking for. The triglyceride count is what we're looking for. One factor alone being out of whack is not that big of a deal. It should be looked at, but it's not the worst thing in the world. If we have high LDLs and low HDLs, this is the problem. What you want to have is low LDLs and high HDLs. Your good cholesterols, your HDL, those work as like little vacuum cleaners for your arteries. You want to, it's the LDLs, which is from food, and the triglycerides, which are from food. This is the problem, but exercising will get those HDLs up, and Cassie has exercise voice. She has Peloton voice. She seems like she's an exercise person. So I would tell her to get her husband's cholesterol-filled heart. Did you almost get it?
So close.
Damn it.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
Get her
Help.
to get her husband's cholesterol-filled heart into the gym with her. But the two things I would recommend are Google the DASH diet, which is like a Mediterranean style diet. The Mediterranean style diet is the one. You want to be eating, of course, lots of vegetables, lots of fishes. Google Mediterranean diet. Watch this show on Netflix, Secrets of the Blue Zone, how centenarians, people live to 100, what they're doing and what they do, and the common things they have. 3 common things. They eat high vegetables, high fish. They walk a lot, not necessarily running and excess cardio. They just lightly walk, and they are in communities. They are not isolated and alone. The number one killer is people living alone. When you live alone and when you're isolated, this whole idea of the suburb was an American thing for World War II veterans coming home. They are nowhere for them to live. So they built these suburbs, these American suburbs, and convinced you of the idea to drive all the way out on the highway and live in a house with the white picket fence in the backyard. And it was all a bullshit thing. That's why when you go to these European cities, what is the common thing you see? The downtown area that you fall in love with the brick streets and the turn, whatever country, all living on top of each other. It's a survival mechanism. So sell your house, Cassie. Right now you have to sell your house if you want to save your husband's life, and go move into an apartment in downtown Denver where you're around people. And also another thing, red yeast rice, Chinese red yeast rice is another hidden gem that cardiologists will not even be taking statins because of the side effects, but Chinese red yeast rice.
No, it's the same.
Chinese red yeast rice.
Don't sell Chinese red yeast.
Chinese red yeast rice is what you should be eating in pill form. Go down to Chinatown,
It's not
wherever
regulated.
the Chinese live in Denver.
It's irregulated.
Get this man an MD.
Yes.
Holy smokes, that was great.
I'm telling you, this is the truth.
All I got to say, Cassie, is wear that high cholesterol like a badge of honor.
Yes.
My
that's
friends
good
that have
living.
gout, they're proud. They're treating it, but they're proud. It's cool. Other thing I'll say, fattest man in the room, no high cholesterol.
No, it's genetics.
It's all
It's genetics. That said, my parents.
What do you weigh?
Sorry, Mom. Fat. They're all fat.
What do you weigh?
Everybody's
Because you don't
figuring
look fat. But what do you weigh?
I'm 240 now. I was 290
I was going to say.
a year ago.
You
I went
lost
on.
a
I went on Ozempic. I've been off for 6 weeks.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good.
Christy, did you take it or you just joked about it?
No. I didn't take it. I intermittent fast. That's what changed
I do
my
that.
life.
I do that too.
Yes.
I do
What
that
are
too.
your eating hours? Ooh.
What are my eating
window?
habits? My
What are your
eating hours. 1 to 9.
What, you go 8 hours, 1 to 9.
Yes.
So I found that, and this is again just me. I found that I started to lose more weight. Yeah. I started to lose.
Were
more.
you chubby?
I was 255, and now I'm 215.
Okay. Oh, that's
So
good.
I started to. It's close.
You get him?
No, it landed on your arm.
He's been there the whole.
It's so close. Oh no!
Oh, imagine I got him in my mouth.
It's on your hand now.
It would ruin your fasting window.
Totally.
It's
No,
not 1
less than
o'clock
30
yet.
calories.
Where is it?
Right, less than
Probably
30 calories. That's true. Less than 30 calories.
Yeah.
But I
It's like
found
a
that
Mento.
the earlier I eat, the better. So even if when I did my 8 hours from 1 to 9 or 2 to 10, there was one because I was like, oh, I'm on the road. I found my weight loss stopped. Now I pretty much go 10 a.m. to 10 or 12 to 6. I very rarely eat after 6. I found that even when I'm not working out, even when I'm eating high fatty foods, my weight is in that 3 to 5 pound fluctuation. It's been that way for like 6 months.
Once I start eating personally, I cannot stop.
Right.
But until I start eating, I'm good.
You're not hungry at all right now.
No. Like I can go hours. I can even go till 3. But once I start, I would like.
What are you going to have? Because it's 125 right now as we're filming this. What are you going to have?
I'm going to probably quickly have like a protein shake.
That's okay. So it's not going to be something outrageous.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. What Ozempic did, I'm the biggest proponent of it.
Interesting.
Learn what it's telling your mind, which is, hey, tubby, you don't need that much food. Not every single meal is your last meal. You don't need to order the whole menu. And it's okay if you order a large sandwich to eat half of it.
Right.
Like there are times where we muscle through it because like it's there, we want to, but for all of the people that say, oh, don't waste, I would rather waste than throw half a turkey sandwich down my body that it didn't want.
Right, because and I think that
we don't need that much food.
Well, because our parents are doing this less. I never say this to my kids.
Oh, clear your plate.
Yep, that was the thing that we grew up with. We don't do that. I don't.
Jews still do it.
Right.
Well, Jews still do it.
The Jews
you go to grandma's house, you still do it.
Well,
not my grandma because she's been dead.
Like, what are you nuts? Meaning, like something that I saw.
You want me to go and give you?
Yes. Let me go last.
Okay.
Let me.
Okay. I'm on the plane and I'm getting off the plane and I see the woman. She's I don't know, Colorado hiker, maybe mid-20s. Look up. She's short. Her bag is far ways away. Okay. So I go to her because she's looking up at it and I know it's a stretch.
Right.
I go to her. I say, Miss, can I help you with your bag? You look like maybe you could use some help. She's like, I don't need your help. Why would I need your help? And I'm like, well, you know, like it's far. Like I just thought, like, I don't need your help. I don't need your help. What are you, nuts? Like, just take it. Take my help. You don't have to like get on stilts to go and get your bag. The woman was 5'1". She couldn't reach.
Right.
She couldn't reach. She's so proud. She was so angry that a man asked if she could help her take down her bag. It's like, lady, just understand that we're taller. For the most part, except for Brittany Griner. We're taller, right? Let me get your bag. Let me get your bag. No problem. What are you, nuts? That's a what are you nuts moment. You look, you go through your day. It's just small things that are like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you're going to pick a fight with me because I asked you if I could help you?
Right. Sounds like a mansplaining moment to me.
I like it.
All right. My what are you nuts is, and I feel like, Chrissy, you're going to identify with this. I've got a neighbor, nice enough guy. I've never met him.
Okay.
He makes his political leanings very clear. The only right ones. Trump. And not my political leanings. He's clearly extremely big fan of Donald Trump. Fine, great. God bless. Listen, we're neighbors. Doesn't matter. I think one way, you think the other way. Just make sure nobody breaks into my car. I'll make sure no one steps on your grass.
Right.
Okay?
Boom.
So, newly put in something new in his house. It's a hand-carved wooden sculpture of Joe Biden with the words "Comrade Biden" over it. What are you, nuts? So much things you could spend money on.
Yeah.
Did he have it commissioned?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can get that. Who's doing that on Etsy?
Yeah.
These are my Comrade Biden wooden flags.
Yes, I know.
Go to Chris's Etsy shop.
Yeah, go to my Etsy. Yeah. I actually have, when I was thinking about it, I actually have a moment where somebody actually, the response was, what are you, nuts, to the person that did this. So this is an actual real what are you, nuts. It happened. This was maybe 3-4 weeks ago because we just recently moved from Staten Island to Queens. And my dad was with us. And
Tampa Tony.
Shout out Tampa Tony. And my 2-year-old is in the car seat. And my dad, we normally sits in the front. You normally would sit in the front seat. And my daughter, and I have a SUV because I got a big family. So my kids would sit in the back and my dad's in the front. Well, this time because we're moving, we had to, the last remaining items, I had to put a TV in the front seat and my dad sat in the back with my 2-year-old. So my 2-year-old is in her car seat. We're driving over the Verrazano Bridge, which takes from Staten Island, Brooklyn. And my dad has glasses on. And my daughter, for some reason, always gets like, wants like the windows open. She just will always, even if it's freezing, she like needs the windows open. She just like will cry if you don't open the windows. So you always open the window. So she was playing with my dad's glasses because my dad would always let us play with the glasses. And then she said, Daddy, can you open the window? So I pressed the window down, and normally I just press it down a little bit, but I just was not paying attention. I pressed it all the way down, and the window, not child lock, went all the way down, and my 2-year-old daughter threw my father's glasses out the window on the Valzano Bridge, and my dad looked at it and said, "Violet, what are you nuts?" and that actually happened, and I was dying laughing, and my dad couldn't see until he got back to Florida.
That's great.
A plus.
Oh,
A
man.
plus.
There it
I'm
is.
so glad that Tony had that moment.
Tony had that.
Tony.
Oh, what are you nuts moment? Yes.
Tell us, you're on tour. You have Hey Babe podcast. You got Chrissy Chaos. What's going on?
So I got the Hey Babe podcast with Mr. Sal Volcano. We have Chrissy Chaos with my good friend Mike Cannon. Hey Babe's out on Thursdays, Chrissy Chaos out on Mondays. And then, I'm on a stand-up tour, chrisdcomedy.com for all the tickets. I'm actually going to be coming to LA in January at the Will Turn Theater. Beautiful theater.
Beautiful theater.
The Will Turn.
What's that, 2,500?
2,500.
Big, babe.
San Diego the day before in El Cajon. And Nashville, we got Washington, D.C. We got a whole bunch of dates there at chrisdcomedy.com. I'm shooting a special, hopefully in Atlanta, and I'm hopefully going to... the thing about comedy specials now is everybody's doing them, right? You got Netflix, you got YouTube, whatever. It's a beautiful thing. I'm trying to do something that hopefully can make an announcement soon where I'll be the only way to get people really to watch it sometimes is oversaturated market is to be the first to do something first. So I might be the first comic to have a special on this certain network. And I'm hoping that happens. So give me some type of advantage. And
Home and Garden.
Alibaba.
Al Jazeera.
Close. Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera. Thank you, baby.
Thank you very much.
I love you.
Excellent show. So fun.
And not as hot anymore now that the heat turned off, right when the show's ending.
Yeah. By the way, it's freezing.
It's fully freezing in here, and the fly is still there.
He's still there.
I hope the fly lands on Casey Neistat's mouth.
Give the disclaimer. What's the end? Follow us everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Do the thing.
Thanks for watching our beautiful show. If it's not 5 stars, what is it? Honestly, don't rate it. Unless you're going to give 5 stars, don't even bother. But this is 5-star quality. That's what you get. Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. We'll never exactly know where that is, but it's definitely Apple, it's Spotify, and again, a bunch of random networks that nobody really knows about. Find us on YouTube, Josh's YouTube. It's fantastic. You can watch this video. We're swatting flies, right?
Love
the
it.
whole time. You won't even know. The audio, you're just going to hear this. And
That's
you're
what
like,
it is.
why is Ben clapping? Why is Ben clapping? No, I'm trying to hit the fly that's been terrorizing us this entire episode. So yeah, watch us on YouTube. Listen to us.
And
Go
comment
see
below.
and go see a show of Chris's.
Go see mine, and then comment below if you guys miss Fat Ben.
Yeah, comment
Do we
below
miss
if
Fat
you miss
Ben
more
or-
Fat Me.
Or do we like Skinny Ben?
Yeah.
And do we miss Fat Josh?
No. We don't have to do that poll. I don't
Do we,
need that.
do we miss Fat Josh and do we miss Fatter Chris?
Do we miss Fatter Chris? And do we miss Staten Island Chris? I will move back if the fans want me to.
And we could do the poll of, do we think Chris came in the pod purely because he finally saw me in Oppenheimer and realized I'm a big deal?
Yes. Yes. I couldn't believe it.
Oh!
You fat